Ladies and gentlemen, beneath the endless sands of the Sahara Desert, there lies a structure so massive, so symmetrical, and so mysterious that astronauts can see it from space. It's called the Richat structure, also known as the Eye of the Sahara. For decades, scientists believed it to be a natural geological formation, but over the past few years, a bold theory has emerged, one that suggests this eye-shaped monument isn't just a natural wonder. It could be the lost city of Atlantis. Yes, that Atlantis, the advanced civilization described by the philosopher Plato, a society of incredible wealth and technology that vanished in a single day and night of catastrophe. For centuries, people have searched for it in the Atlantic Ocean, under the Mediterranean, even beneath Antarctica. But what if it's been hiding in plain sight in the Western Sahara, where time and sand have buried its secrets? What Plato told us. Let's go back to Plato, the Greek philosopher who first mentioned Atlantis over 2,000 years ago in his dialogues Timaeus and Critias. He described a city of concentric circles, alternating rings of water and land, a highly organized, sophisticated civilization said to have existed 9,000 years before his time, or over 11,000 years ago. According to Plato, Atlantis lay beyond the Pillars of Hercules, what we now call the Strait of Gibraltar. It had circular canals, a central island, and was surrounded by mountains to the north. It was destroyed by a cataclysm and sank beneath the waves. Now, here's where things get weird. The Richat structure matches nearly all of these descriptions. The Eye of the Sahara, too perfect to ignore. Located in Mauritania, in the Western Sahara Desert, the Richat structure is roughly 25 miles wide and nearly perfectly circular. Satellite images reveal a series of concentric rings, just like Plato described. Let's match the clues. Size. Check. The dimensions closely match Plato's description when scaled for ancient units. Concentric rings. Check. Land and water could have once flowed through these circular valleys. Mountains to the north. Check. The area is bordered by elevated terrain to the north, beyond the Pillars of Hercules. Check. It's west of Egypt, west of the Mediterranean, and fits the geographical clue. Even the erosion patterns suggest that water once flowed through the region, meaning the Sahara wasn't always a desert. Could this have once been a lush, vibrant land? Ancient clues in the sand. The Sahara was not always a wasteland. Studies have shown that as recently as 6,000 to 10,000 years ago, it was a green savanna with lakes, rivers, and animal life. We call this period the African humid period, when monsoons brought life to what is now the largest desert in the world. If Atlantis truly existed around 11,000 years ago, this timeline overlaps with the tail end of that fertile era. So the idea of a thriving civilization in the middle of what is now the Sahara is no longer impossible. In fact, it's plausible. In the region around the Richat structure, archaeologists have found ancient tools, megalithic stones, and signs of long-lost settlements. Not proof of Atlantis, but breadcrumbs. The cataclysm connection. Plato said Atlantis was destroyed in a day and a night by a violent catastrophe. What could explain such an event? One possibility is the Younger Dryas impact hypothesis, the theory that around 12,000 years ago, a comet or asteroid struck Earth, causing massive flooding, temperature drops, and widespread destruction. If such an event struck or affected North Africa, it could have triggered tsunamis, earthquakes, or severe climate shifts that buried a thriving society under layers of sand. The Eye of the Sahara may have once been a lush city now fossilized by time and the unforgiving breath of the desert. Why isn't this mainstream? You might be wondering, if this is so compelling, why aren't archaeologists shouting from the rooftops? Because accepting this theory means re-evaluating everything we know about ancient history. It means admitting that advanced civilizations may have existed thousands of years earlier than we thought. It challenges the linear view of human development. And it means that a Greek philosopher, writing over 2,000 years ago, may have been passing down a real historical memory, not just a myth. In truth, many mainstream scholars still call Atlantis a fictional allegory, but open-minded researchers geologists, and independent explorers are beginning to see the Richat structure as more than a coincidence. Final thought: the eye of the Sahara stares back at us, huge, ancient, and unexplained. It challenges us to ask deeper questions about who we are, where we came from, and what we've forgotten. Maybe Atlantis never sank beneath the sea. Maybe it was swallowed by time, by sand, and by silence. And maybe, just maybe, it's been hiding in the Sahara all along. Thank you.